Lakshya teacher. In the previous class, we have learned about a natural resource that is air. So, what are the constituents of air? How does air get polluted? So, what are the uses of gases in the air? And why ozone layer is called our protective shell? Today, we are going to learn our next natural resource that is water, hydrosphere.
Water is needed for survival of every living organism. Living organisms means living things. It is almost impossible for us to spend even a single day without water. We need to drink 3 to 4 liters of water every day so that all our bodily functions run smoothly. Other living things also require water, although the amount of water they need may vary according to the size of their body. Like elephant and tiger require lot of water, while cat and squirrel require less amount of water. Thus, water is very important for all living things on the earth. How is water formed? If hydrogen gas burns in air, it combines with oxygen and water is formed. Now let's learn about characteristics of water. In nature, water occurs in 3 states. That is liquid, solid and gaseous state. Water does not have color, taste or odor. Odor means it does not have smell. Many substances readily dissolve in water. Most of the things we can dissolve in water. For example, sugar, salt dissolve in water. Therefore, water is a universal solvent. Why is water called a universal solvent? Because many substances readily dissolve in it. The blood of animals, not only animals, even human beings, and the sap in plants. Sap means watery fluid of plants, or we can say that juice in plants, contains a very high proportion of water. No living thing can survive without water. Therefore, it is said that water is life. Why is it said that water is life? Because nobody can live without water. A lot of water is required by all living things. Therefore, it is said that water is life. We know that 71% of the earth contains water. Water is not of the same form. Water is available in the seas and oceans in the form of streams and rivers, and also in the form of ice. Now, let's learn about what is the proportion of each of these. So you can see in the table, seas, oceans comprises 97% of the water on the earth, as well as groundwater, ice and water in other form is 2.7%, and water available for drinking, that is 0.3%. We cannot use all the water on earth because sea water is salty. Some water is in the frozen state. A very small quantity of water is available for drinking, yet it is enough for all living things. For what purpose is water being used? Water is being used for drinking purpose. So we use water for washing clothes, utensils, for taking bath, and also it is used for farming. And a large quantity of water is used in industries. We use water in large quantities. We have learnt that water on the earth is regulated through the water cycle. Water cycle means sun's heat evaporates water from the oceans. These water vapor condense after reaching the sky and fall back on the earth in the form of rains. The water vapor formed from oceans is the main source of water in the water cycle. It gets converted into rain, creating fresh water sources on the earth. What are the natural resources of water? We get water from natural resources such as streams, rivers, ponds, springs and lakes. So these are all what? These are natural sources of water. Man also digs wells and borewells to lift groundwater. Apart from this, man has also constructed bunds and dams of various sizes on rivers. Students, now what are the natural resources of water? So natural resources of water are streams, rivers, ponds, springs and lakes. So what are the man-made source of water? Man-made source of water are wells, borewells, bunds and dams. Now let's learn about scarcity of water. Scarcity of water means the level of water is decreasing day by day. This is due to the uncontrolled use of water for an increasing population. So now population is increasing, more and more people require more water. There is also increase in industry and farming. It is now in short supply. Water scarcity has become a serious problem. So we have to think about saving water, conserving water, so that this does not become a serious problem. So we have to save water. How do we take care of water? First point, use water sparingly. That means we should not unnecessarily waste water. How much water is required, we should use that much only. Then the next second one is block water, let it percolate. That means put bunds, dams, let the water get collected. Let it go into the ground so that all living things can get water. Then the next third point is store water wherever possible. Store water in the dams, reservoirs or natural ponds, etc. Fourth one, reuse water wherever possible. Remember, stored water does not become stale. Stale means spoiled at once. That means stored water does not get spoiled. We can store water for a very long time and use it wherever necessary. So it should not be thrown. Students, today we have learnt about the natural resource, that is water. How water is formed. How water is formed? If hydrogen gas burns in air, it combines with oxygen and water is formed. And why is water called a universal solvent? Why water is called a universal solvent? Because many substances readily dissolve in water. So therefore water is called a universal solvent. Then why it is said that water is life? Why it is said that water is life? Because no living things can survive without water. Okay. Next, The last one is what we should always remember while using water. So we should always remember that use water sparingly. Then block water, let it percolate. Then store water wherever possible. Then reuse water whenever possible. Students, I hope you understood the lesson. The continuation of this lesson will be taught in the next class. Thank you.